You've probably heard the word soft landing a lot over the last couple of years, and always positioned as the ideal outcome of the Fed raising rates. It is a much better outcome than an economic recession. But what exactly is a soft landing? And what would that outcome feel like for consumers and business owners? Let's take a brief look. As the Federal Reserve raises rates, the cost of borrowing money goes up for everyone. These higher debt servicing costs usually mean that consumers and businesses have less to spend on other things. This theoretically should bring down demand for goods and services, slowing the U.S. economy and raising the unemployment rate. The question is how much the U.S. economy will slow. If it slows too much, we'll experience a hard landing or a recession. Think of what happened from December of 2007 to June of 2009, when the unemployment rate peaked at 10.1%. No one wants that to happen. If the economy doesn't slow enough, however, that's a problem as well, because that could mean inflation remains elevated or even rebounds again in a second wave. The third scenario is a soft landing, sometimes compared to Goldilocks finding that porridge that's just right. A soft landing means that the economy has slowed enough to bring down inflation, but not too much as to bring on a recession or higher unemployment. This just right option is difficult for the Fed to achieve, especially since monetary policy operates with a lag. If we define a soft landing as the National Bureau of Economic Research not declaring a recession after at least 1 year of the Fed raising rates, we've only had around 5 or 6 soft landings since 1965. And although it's easy to get wrapped up in this idea of a soft landing being the best option, doesn't mean that it will be all rosy either. Yes, inflation will come down with this outcome, but that doesn't mean that prices will fall back to where they were before. That would be deflation. Instead, a soft landing means that prices are still moving up on a year-over-year basis, but not by as much as when inflation was at its peak. At the same time, a soft landing doesn't mean that the economy will be booming either. After all, the economy still needs to slow somewhat to bring inflation down. In other words, a soft landing truly is a somewhere in the middle scenario. Goldilocks would be pleased. Thank you for your continued confidence and trust in BOK Financial.